what's happening, everyone? Welcome back to a brand new episode from the micro country of Brunei, or Brunei, depending how you say it. Recently when I told people that I'm going to Brunei, they were a little bit confused. They did not know that Brunei actually exists. They were confused what it is. So I kind of have to explain. But yeah, it's a small little nation in the island of Borneo, on the island of Borneo, that's shared with Indonesia and Malaysia. It's a small little kingdom, a sultanate. And starting the tour off right in front of the most recognizable monument in the country. It's the beautiful Grand Mosque. It's not the largest mosque in the country. There's another mosque a little bit up north, 45 minutes away, which most likely I am going to visit as well here in my city walk tour. But decided to start here because it's the most recognizable monument. Like I said, it's very close to my hotel. My hotel is probably 500 meters that way, and it's a great point to start the city tour. So without any further delay, let's go and show you guys a little bit about the kingdom of Brunei. So I think this is the entrance. I'm not 100% sure. Saw an opening, and the pathway looks actually quite nice. The mosque has a little bit of water surrounding it, and guys, this, from what I've seen, looks phenomenal at night. It lights up. Even last night when I arrived into the city, everything was lit up. It was dark. It was not the beautiful blue twilight sky that most likely I'm gonna come tonight, even though it may rain. But yeah, it's a different world when it's lit up, when you got the beautiful lights here and everything. So yeah, definitely expect more footage from this mosque later tonight. And especially I'm very close located hotel wise, so it's one of those spots that 100% I'm gonna do photography. But either way, let's go and see if we can enter the mosque. I did grab long pants. I'm not wearing my shorts, even though it's very humid. It's around 28, I'll say, Celsius right now, but extremely humid. The island of Borneo is probably one of the most famous islands in East Asia. It's famous for its deforestation. A lot of forests have been cut here throughout the last decade. Also, it's important to mention that Brunei, or Brunei, it's always top 10 when it comes to GDP per capita, purchasing power wise. It's one of the richest nations in the world, and looking throughout the city, it's kind of hard to believe that, right? It's a country that is very developed according to statistics and so on, but it's a little bit harder to see that on the streets. They have a lot of petroleum, natural gas resources, but most people drive smaller cars. It's not like when you go to the Emirates and everyone has a big Jeep, a big SUV and so on. But yeah, it's a little bit different feel. Sometimes you get the impression, seeing some of the street markets around my hotel, which I'm going to show you guys here in a little bit, that you're walking in Malaysia, for example, or if you see some of the shops, you get the same impression. They have a water village right in front of the promenade where I'm staying. So yes, again, you do not expect that, but anyway, I'm gonna show you guys. I don't want to spoil a lot of the things, but yeah, let's go and see if we can walk into the mosque right now and see how it looks from the inside. Well, I walked in, but I don't believe this is the official entrance, because I see one person right there. So I'm gonna go and find, but yeah, it looks quite nice. And right on this side, you can see that it's extremely clean, guys. Everything so far, even though at times it reminds me of places in Kuala Lumpur, which, let's say, if you have been to Kuala Lumpur, it's not the cleanest place in the world, but this place is very spot on. Like I said, very few people on the streets. It's not completely packed or anything like that. Last night when I came from the airport, same thing. Very quiet. But yeah, it's an intriguing place, no doubt. That's the best word to put it. As you can tell, barely any traffic, and this is probably the heartbeat of the city, if I can put it that way. The markets, yeah, they have a few people, but yeah, overall it's a little bit different than what you expect from the main cultural and religious point of the city. So yes, this is the official entrance. I'm gonna walk a little bit further as well where I was previously, but yeah, it's quite nice, ornated, you know, not the biggest like I said, but it's definitely, you know, the major attraction point in the city. Another unique thing about this mosque, you know, it has in its vicinity right here just a boat, as you have seen in the previous footage. So most likely this is a traditional boat, but yeah, I'm not sure exactly, you know, the purpose of it being right near the mosque, but it definitely makes it quite unique. You know, Brunei at one point occupied all the island of Borneo, so you know, quite expansive, no doubt. Maybe this was one of the boats, you know, typical boats that was used back in the day, you know, for conquest, for traveling, and you know, for going different places. But yeah, it's just near it, so it's pretty much within its complex. It does make it look quite nice, especially, you know, from the other side where that park was, where I started to film, where most likely I'm gonna get some shots, you know, later today. But yeah, overall, you know, it's quite nice. It's modest, definitely modest, if that's the best way I can put it. You know, if we have seen some of the other stuff in my vlogs, you know, from other places around the world where, you know, once there's a lot of money involved, you know, people, you know, leaders start spending a buttload of money on monuments and so on. And you know, everything we have seen so far on the streets and everything, it's definitely more modest and definitely more conservative than some of the other spots. This building is quite intriguing. Every time I see a dome, you know, a wide dome, but kind of flattish, you know, reminds me of Aladdin. You know, it's one of those things that instantaneously takes me to Aladdin and its kingdom. But yeah, it's just in front of the mosque. I'm gonna go most likely right now at the other mosque. It's a little bit farther. So I forgot to mention that Brunei's capital is Bandar Seri Begawan. I believe that's the proper pronunciation. But you know, given the fact that the name is so long, the country is so small, you know, people kind of use interchangeably, you know, just the name of Brunei, rather than say a specific city. You know, the country is very small, population not even 500,000 people. You know, it's known for diving. It does have quite a bit of a diving activities. You know, it has a national park where you can see waterfalls and some other stuff like that. And then, you know, the main capital, which has pretty much everything. You know, I think most people live here. Probably 60-70% of the people in the country live here. From here, probably 40 minutes walk or so. Yeah, I'm sweating like crazy. I'm probably gonna go there and then go back to my hotel and switch my pants and get some shorts on because it's humid, guys. Yeah, I'm wet. I'm completely wet. So yeah, I'm gonna go and find something to eat as well. I did not exchange enough money. You know, I actually took money from the ATM because the exchange office was not open at the airport last night when I got here. So right now, waiting for the car to go by since it's so loud. But yeah, I'm gonna go and exchange some money so I can have for food. You know, I'm paying $25 for one room, very central located. It's not bad, you know, it's actually quite new. 50 some dollars, almost 60 I think, for 2 nights. You know, I'm not staying very long here. I did have 3 nights to stay. I was gonna go at this one park, natural reserve, where you can do a waterfall. They just have some waterfalls and some, you know, animals and stuff like that, but I have some cancellation on my flight. And I said, you know, I'm not gonna mess up my next flight, which and it's becoming really loud all of a sudden, which you know, it's gonna be a longer one, and I definitely have to catch that one. So I'm staying here on 2 nights, heading 1 night over to Singapore and then heading over to Australia. Another interesting building right here. I believe this is a museum, from what the guy told me last night when he brought me over. the dome, you know, it kind of looks like one of the pagodas that we have seen in our recent travels to Sri Lanka. And I almost forgot to mention, guys, that they do drive on the left side here. It used to be a former British colony, so yeah, it was left over from the British, driving on the left. But yeah, this is the city life, you know, again, quiet, extremely clean, you know, regular cars, you know, Toyotas, Kias, very few Land Rovers or, you know, other huge Land Cruisers or whatever the hell those cars may be, the big Jeeps. And how did I miss this, guys? I had to show you guys the frame of Brunei, actually very similar to the one that we have seen in Dubai. Well, not really, because I did not make a vlog about the frame in Dubai and some of the cityscapes, but there's one, a gigantic one in Dubai. Head over to my Instagram. You'll find a whole bunch of stuff there, stories, pictures, you name it. But yeah, this one is a very small scale, specifically just for the mosque. With that being said, I'm gonna end the vlog right here. I did go back at the hotel and change clothes because I was soaking wet, but either way, it was a great layover, no doubt. It's always good to kind of go in these places that are off the touristic map, you know. As you saw earlier, very few people anywhere in the city. I actually went to the mall. He was on the way here, so I went to the mall and you know, got a bubble tea, you know, Taiwan, South Korea nostalgia. Either way, very few people, you know. In the mall is the place that you would think people would actually be, people would actually congregate and talk and socialize and so on, right? But again, you know, not sure exactly, not sure if it's the weather, not sure if it's me on a, you know, on a bad day, on a Sunday, and people don't do much stuff. But yeah, either way, guys, if you have made it so far into the episode, a subscribe is definitely appreciated. If you have not subscribed until now, like, share, comment, any of those things, always truly appreciate it. Until next time, guys, gratitude should be the only attitude. Stay humble, and I'll see you then. Peace.